We start in the Middle East, where Gaza's government media office has strongly rejected Israel's claims that recent strikes on high-rise residential towers targeted Hamas military operations. In a statement, the office called these allegations lies and propaganda used to justify what it described as barbaric aggression. They affirmed that, according to residents' testimonies, these towers were under constant surveillance and exclusively occupied by civilians. The statement further accused Israel of using these claims as part of a deliberate strategy to justify attacks on civilian areas and infrastructure. They also condemned the strikes as forced displacement, highlighting that such actions violate international law. The situation remains tense as both sides continue to present conflicting narratives. We are now joined by Xavier Abu Eid. He's a political analyst and he joins us live from Ramallah. Xavier, thank you very much for joining us here on the programme. What more can you tell us about this, Xavier? This is obviously the second tower block that has been destroyed by Israel, compelling visuals coming out of the enclave. Both sides, of course, claiming different things. Israel says that this was used as terror infrastructure where Hamas operated out of. The other side says that it was not, it was used by civilians. What are your thoughts on where the narrative truly lies, Xavier?
Thank you, Thomas. I think here there are not two sides of the story. There is clearly one side that is committing a genocide according to the top legal scholars worldwide, in accordance to the consensus in all human rights organizations. And Israel has been constantly targeting civilian infrastructure in Gaza. Almost 90% of the infrastructure in Gaza has been destroyed. No one could claim that 90% of Gaza's infrastructure was Hamas. But also, Thomas, I think it's very important for your viewers to understand that Israel has been constantly lying. And this is something that has been coming out as mere propaganda. And I think the best example of those lies is with the killing of a group of journalists and humanitarian workers at the Nasser hospital a couple of weeks ago, where they claimed that there was some Hamas people in the hospital. And yesterday, even the Associated Press ended up claiming, actually confirming, that it was a camera of Reuters. So basically they were targeting journalists and they said it was Hamas.
Xavier, of course, Israel would say that Hamas runs Gaza's government media office and that their response cannot be trusted. How do you respond to this?
Thomas, would anyone trust Israel? I mean, here we are not talking about whatever Hamas says or doesn't say. Here we're talking about what all witnesses are saying. And I think, Thomas, it's very important for all international media to keep reminding that you are not on the ground because Israel is not allowing international media to get into Gaza. And the few Palestinian journalists that are reporting all of this are being killed by Israel. So whatever Israel says, first of all, many of what they are saying are lies, and it has been proven as lies. I don't know if you remember when in 2023, Israel attacked Al-Ahli hospital, the only Christian hospital in Gaza, and they claimed it was Islamic Jihad, and they said that they would never target a hospital. Well, they have been targeting every single hospital in Gaza, not just hospitals. You're talking about schools, you're talking about universities. So this is not, Thomas, about what each side says. There is something very clear, which is what the United Nations have been saying, what human rights organizations have been saying, and what every single organization with access on the ground have been saying, which is that Israel is committing a plan, which we don't have to analyze too much, since Israeli leaders have been very clear that their goal is to ethnically cleanse Gaza City. They want to move 1 million people out of Gaza City in order to, they claim for security reasons, I believe it's more an attempt of annexation, if not Gaza City, at least areas around Gaza City.
Xavier, do stay with us as we have further updates from the conflict. The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has called for an